Goddamn, conversations with legends. Crazy how one day your idols can turn into your brethren. Bitches, we severing. Hit up my...
What's up? Hello, family. Oh, man. Today, we're talking about that there Drake. That there Drizzy Drake. More Life. The playlist. Haha. Not the album. Not the mixtape. But the playlist. A little history on me and Drake, because I've never really discussed him on this channel before. Back when he was on Degrassi, when he was in a wheelchair, I didn't know him. Yeah, because I didn't watch Degrassi. I was too busy watching Zoe 101, Drake and Josh, other forms of media that are actually intelligent. And I really didn't know about Drizzy Drake from the wheelchair, when he started from the bottom. I only knew him when he started to rise to the top with his third official mixtape, So Far Gone. A mixtape I hold to this day as one of my favorite mixtapes. Very moody, a lot of atmosphere, definitely gets you in the feels. And then we move on from that to his debut album, Thank Me Later, which I thought was disappointing. It kind of disappointed me, but while it was still a good record, I felt like he kind of made the same song over and over and over again. And while some songs got to me, some songs didn't. But he would later improve upon this tremendously with what I held as one of my favorite albums of all time, Take Care. Take Care is one of those albums that I really can listen to front to back, no skips. I don't skip a single track. I know damn near every track all the way through. It's an amazing record. It is. It's So Far Gone, but retooled to be cleaner and maybe more concise, I suppose. Sorry, I never discussed Take Care before. And then we get to Nothing Was the Same, where Drake first started to lose me. While I did love quite a few of the songs on Nothing Was the Same, I felt as though the album itself didn't have anything to offer that was better than Take Care. And for the first time in Drake's career, I found a couple of songs that I quite hated, especially that Worst Behavior song. I despise that song with a passion, and Started from the Bottom is a bad song. It's a pretty bad song, almost purely because of how boring it is. So we move on from that to when Drake actually put me on the Guillotine platform and dropped the blade with If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. Yeah, apparently so, because there's nothing I could do to prevent my ears from hearing the monstrosity that was that fucking album. Yes, it was an album. He sold it, goddammit. And you know what? Listening to that album, I was just like, wow, Drake really is scrapped for ideas. Most of the album he spent copying his contemporaries over these really drab, dull beats with this really drab, dull rapping, and some of the worst struggle bars I've ever heard in his career. Like, ever. Money taught me Spanish, Megan on delay. Fuck you. And then we get to What a Time to Be Alive, a mixtape that I honestly have eliminated from existence. Not because it's bad or anything, but just because it's such a waste of time. It's like you listen to it and you don't feel like you've listened to anything. It's got a couple okay bangers, and Drake is the best part of that fucking tape. But, it just doesn't really... It don't really do it for me like it used to. You don't swing it like you used to, man. And then we got Views, an album that I admit I got enjoyment out of. I do enjoy Views when I just kind of put it on and I'm doing something else, or when I'm just, singing along, or not really paying much attention. But it's not a good album. It's not a good album. It's really all over the place. It's got struggle bars out the ass. Got so many chains, call me Channing Tatum. That didn't even make sense. And we just get some pretty bad tracks as well. Like With You with Party Next Door and fucking, what was that? Child's Play. Child's Play, where he's fucking bitching and moaning about some girl taking his car to go get tampons. And then he does the most bitchiest passive aggressive shit you could ever do. And he hides the keys. And it's like, oh my God. So me being a used to be hardcore fan turned casual listener of Drake I was very hesitant walking into More Life, the playlist, because, you know, Drake has really been kind of pushing me away with his music over the past couple of years. I haven't been overly interested in anything he's been doing. I haven't been overly captivated by anything he's been doing. His beefs are so uninteresting and boring that I act like they're not even going on because I really don't care much. And then More Life put a sour taste in my mouth before I even fucking pushed play, because this bitch is 22 fucking tracks. It's about 80 something goddamn minutes. An hour and a half of Drizzy Drake. I don't care for this. I can't sit and listen to an hour and a half of anybody without it just fucking getting on my last nerve. Let's talk about the good stuff with this album first, shall we? Okay, there are about 4 or 5 songs on here that I can say are actually competent songs. It's actually competent music. The playlist actually gets off to a pretty good start. Free Smoke has the bouncy beat, the catchy hook. Free smoke, ay, free smoke, and it has the goods to really be one of those singles that gets played over and over and over again as niggas continue to hit the folks, and it's alright, it's cool. Then we get Passion Fruit a couple songs later, and you know what, it's cool or whatever, you know, it's got a good beat. It seems like something I can really see myself vibing to. If it comes on in the shuffle in the car, I'll sing along. Passive with the things you say, I can't blame it all. And then we go all the way down to Gillial Chester, whatever the fuck that's supposed to be, but I can't lie. That beat, that beat though. The Skepta interlude was a nice change of pace from hearing Drake's really boring voice and actually hearing a rapper that sounds like he wants to rap over a beat that sounds like it's actually trying to be a hip-hop instrumental. And then skip all the way down to the third to last track, Fake Love, which I hated when I first heard it, but upon hearing it and the placement of the playlist that it is, I love that shit. You know why I love that shit? Because it woke me the fuck up from the boring piece of shit that I have been subdued to. Oh my God, that I borderline hate this fucking album. And yes, it's a fucking album. Drake, your little attempt to avoid the critics, to dodge reviews, it's not working, okay? It's a fucking album, and it's pretty hot garbage too. I hate this shit. Now, before y'all start jumping down my throat saying, Andrew, you just can't listen to the music and just enjoy it. No, the fuck I can't, because that's not what I used to know Drake for. I used to listen to Drake's music to feel something, to feel like somebody was relating to me, to feel like, oh no, he understands me. Oh no, not anymore, sonny boy. You ain't got nobody to relate to now. Dude, I can't fucking do it. Now, the album didn't really shit down my throat in the first half, okay? The first half was just really fucking boring. But there's nothing about it that really bugged me. I don't mind the dance hall mixed with slight reggae mixed with some kind of Jamaican music. You know, I don't mind the whole I'm on my Toronto vibes, mixed cultures type shit. I don't mind all that. I just can't listen to it for more than 3 tracks in a row. And that's what Drake pretty much delivers on here with Passion Fruit all the way down to Blim. It's just like, dude, this is just too much because all the songs sound the same to me. I don't listen to this kind of stuff. And it's like, this gets boring after a while. But you know what? Never mind that. The first half of this album is just dull. You know, there's really nothing else wrong with it, but it's boring me to death. That's the only thing. We don't really get problems until the last half of the record. That is when we get awful tracks. It starts off with Portland, where Quavo continues to make me regret giving the Migos any kind of positive anythings. And then we get Travis Scott, who has been wasting my time for the past 2 fucking years. It's not really a bad song, really. It's just a nothing track. We don't get bad until we get Sacrifices featuring 2 Chainz and Young Thug. And I tell you, this one being doozy. I fucking hate this song. Drake is okay on it. He doesn't give me any awful lines. He doesn't give me anything that makes me want to jump off the cliff. No, that is saved for 2 Chainz and Young Thugger, baby. 2 Chainz says, when she busted down, I said, thanks for giving to me like a pilgrim. You know, Thanksgiving. And then Young Thug doesn't make it any better at all. I'm talking roll like that. I'm talking roll with a bit. Like a new car, I got 2 keys, try to score a buggy like a Chevy Steed. Oh my god. And then he just pisses me the fuck off when he gets on this whole, oh my god, I can't even fucking explain it. It made me so mad hearing this shit. I'm talking money like Jumanji. What the fuck does that even mean? What? Okay, a couple of monkeys came out of the Jumanji game along with a shitload of other fucking animals. That's enough for you to make a reference, right? I'm talking wet like run. I'm talking wet like a tree. I'm talking wet like the sunny. First of all, that didn't rhyme. Second of all, fuck you. Oh my god. And it doesn't get better because the next 2 tracks are all Drake. It's all Drake. Just 2 tracks in a row. And you know what? They both suck. Nothing's into Somethings is an instrumental with a verse in the middle. That it's not a song, okay? And it's Drake bitching about some chick who got engaged and didn't tell him. And he has the nerve to be like, you couldn't invite me or nothing? Invite you to what? She didn't even want you to know. Oh my god. And then the song just kind of, the rest of it is just an instrumental. It just kind of goes off. And it's just like, okay, what the fuck was that? But then it gets worse with Teenage Fever, where, oh my god, dude, where he pretty much is telling this girl that he's with that he's going to this other girl's house that he was at last night and telling this girl that he's with that you know what's gonna happen when I go over there. You know I'm a smash. He doesn't literally say I'm gonna smash, but we all know what the fuck he means. And it's like, weren't you just bitching about a girl who went and got engaged and didn't tell you? Like, what? Like, oh my god. And it's not direct hypocrisy. Like, it's not like he's directly saying, I'm mad you got engaged, but I'm gonna go get engaged and not tell you. It's not direct hypocrisy. It's just the hypocrisy of character. You can't bitch about a girl who went and got engaged without telling you, but then turn around and talk about how you are cheating on the girl that you are with. That doesn't go together well. not at all. You know, there's a lot of moments on the last half of this album that Drake really shows me how despicable a person he really can be. Because that's part of the problem I've had with Drake over the years. He has this tremendous ego lately. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And it's not even like ego is a problem. What do you think Kanye West is? Kanye is able to put his ego on a pedestal, come down from said pedestal, look at himself and see him the way we all see him, and speak on it. That's what makes Kanye so fucking endearing and charming whenever he makes his egotistical music, because we know that even he knows what's really going down. And his ego is so over the top and fucking ridiculous that we can accept it as entertainment. Drake is just kind of a douchebag. Say things like, my album should sell 500 million. You know 500 million is a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Or if he's talking about copies, that's a lot of copies. And it's like, yo, second of all, didn't your last album just sell 1 million in a week, but you're not happy though? Like you're not happy with that at all? There's a point where you gotta compare your accomplishments to your ambitions and figure out how to say things in a way that doesn't make you look like the biggest dickhead on the planet. And this continuing cocky thought process of his where he's just like, everybody a Drake fan behind closed doors, and everybody's a six god worshiper. I beg to differ. Yeah, dude. The basic thing about the last half of this album is that it's awful. It's terrible. I hate the last half of this record. Considering the other songs that I didn't hate, they just made me wanna take a shit on a puppy. I mean, fucking Glow featuring Kanye West. I appreciate the Kanye feature, but Kanye and Drake have no chemistry whatsoever. If this is what a Drake and Kanye project would sound like, I'll pass, guys. I'll pass. Since way back with Party Next Door is inexplicably 6 goddamn minutes long, and that was the one. That was the NyQuil right there. Yep, that put me to sleep. That's when Fake Love woke me up right afterwards, and I was like, finally, something that sounds alive. And it, oh my God, I can't do it with this album. You know, with the first half over, I was like, you know what? I'm not liking this at all, but I can maybe let it slide. Maybe with I'm just, not interested in this music. I don't listen to this kind of music. It's not for me. That excuse. But then the last half of the album hit, and it was like, no. It's not that this ain't for me. This shouldn't be for anybody. This is hot flaming trash. This shit made me so angry. I know a lot of you are probably out there just like, Andrew, why is it so bad? Like, why do you hate this so much? Look, man, I tried to listen to music just for the music, but you have to introduce yourself as that. You have to introduce yourself as somebody that's just about how it sounds and how it feels. That's how Young Thug introduced himself. Young Thug has never claimed himself to be lyrically competent. Drake, however, introduced himself as someone who puts a lot of thought into what he puts on the page, into what he says on the mic, into what goes on the record. He used to put a lot of effort into how things are framed, how he tells a story, the perspective he takes. Now, he just kind of makes music, and you know what? The music he makes, it kind of sucks. I'm at the point now where I feel like maybe I've just grown out of Drake, because I looked up more life on Wikipedia like an idiot, and of course I saw critical reception. It's getting acclaim. It's getting critical acclaim. Why, I will never understand, but maybe I'm just too old for this, I over the years I've just grown apart from Drake. Maybe instead of growing apart, I've just grown out of it. I've just gotten older now to the point where I'm just a little too mature to be hearing this kind of shit. And you know what? 4 or 5 songs out of 22? That ain't good. That ain't good. I hated this shit. Is it worse than If You're Reading This Is Too Late? I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to let it sit a little longer before I make a statement like that, because trust and believe, I hate If You're Reading This. I truly do. But I hate More Life too. You know I'm not a Drake hater. I used to be a Drake fan. But this is the one where I'm just like, yeah, dude, I don't know where you're going, but I'm not going with you. Fuck it. Strong D. Make sure to like, comment, and share on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I got plus for all 3 in the description. Comment below. Let me know. This is a show where it's all about you with a little bit of me in the middle. And with that being said, have a great day, you glorious bastards.